Let's see. I should probably scoot a little closer.
It's not that easy to do in here. I sit like this.
Oh gosh. Check 1, 2. Let's scoot back a little bit.
Michael.
How dare you make fun of our lifestyle?
So a lot of people just assume that we live some sort of a Spartan lifestyle in a paper box eating ramen noodles. While we do save a lot more than we spend, we are not sacrificing in doing that.
The reason we're able to live frugally without sacrificing is because we sacrifice. We maximize our savings in the 3 areas that people spend most of their money: housing, transportation, and food.
But before revealing our expenses, let's take a look at what most people spend.
According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, in 2012, the average household spent $1,400 a month on housing, $750 a month on transportation, and $550 a month on food.
So if we focus our efforts on these 3 areas, the savings really add up.
We usually spend about 50% of the national average on housing because we're very flexible on the appearance and the size of the houses or apartments we rent.
Right now we're spending $650 a month on rent for a little house on the church property that Mike and I work at.
We recognize our cheap rent is a gift, and we're very grateful for it. But that doesn't mean it was all rosy when we first moved in. The paint was chipping on the outside, the bushes were overgrown, the kitchen needed a remodel.
It also happens to be 600 square feet, which is 1,500 less than the national average. When we lived in New York, we paid $1,500 a month for rent. That was in an area where the average was over $3,000 a month.
It wasn't pretty, and it was a whopping 286 square feet.
So now you're asking, how am I supposed to replicate something like that? Those are once-in-a-lifetime deals.
Keep this in mind. If you expect to live in a place just like everybody else, you can expect to pay just as much as everybody else.
If we wanted the shiny lobby and the doorman, New York would not have happened for us.
And if we wanted the 3-bedroom, 2-bath cookie cutter house, just like every other one in Florida, we would have never been open to the opportunity for this once-in-a-lifetime cheap rent.
Transportation.
For some reason, getting around town is a really touchy subject. Whenever friends ask for money advice, for some reason the car payment is always a non-negotiable, and I never understand this. I had a car payment when I was 17 years old, and that lasted about a year before I realized that that was not for me. Luckily, my parents took it over, and I drove then a 92 Buick, an 89 Chevy, and an 86 Nissan, and now I drive a scooter.
In total, we spend $170 a month on transportation. That includes gas and insurance and putting money away for future maintenance. We paid cash for my car, which is a Toyota Prius, and it gets 50 miles to the gallon and costs only $34 a month to insure.
And I drive a scooter, which gets 100 miles to the gallon and doesn't cost anything to insure.
Food.
Food. If there's one area of the budget that we struggle with, it has always been food. We strive to spend $350 a month on food, but looking at our average over the past 6 months, it's actually almost $500. We're actually just over $500.
We actually just committed to no longer eating at restaurants. Before we were doing it on a limited basis, but
let us know in the comments, how do you guys do on food? What is your budget like? And also, how do you compare on all these areas to the national average? What do you spend on housing and transportation as well? But I think that's about all the time we have for this video. And don't forget to go to mikeandlauren.com/vote and pick our next video.
there's something else.
Oh, we've officially adopted Twitter as our form of communication with you guys.
We're late adopters on that one.
It's definitely the easiest way for us to post information every day. If you want to see behind the scenes stuff, if you want to ask questions, if you want to just talk, definitely reach out to us on Twitter, twitter.com/mikeandlauren. And I think that's it.
That's it, my toes are asleep.
Everything from my knee down is all just tingly. Bye.
Bye.